What the happened in Super Bowl XXXVIII? Carolina was a young franchise led by QB Jake Delhomme, bringing the star-laden team to a Super Bowl appearance in their 9th year of existence, while a young Tom Brady led the Patriots powerhouse to a second Super Bowl appearance in 3 years, supported by Belichick's elite defense. Panthers got the ball first and started with a toss to Stephen Davis, who fell forward for only a yard before he followed the fullback through the hole on second, picking up 5 and setting up 3rd and 4, where Jake Delhomme dropped back in an empty backfield before rolling right and overthrowing his small receiver, Steve Smith, and they'd go 3 and out to start the game. Troy Brown received the punt and weaved through defenders and got all the way into Carolina territory before going down. Patriots came out passing the ball as Brady play faked and delivered a strike to Deion Branch to start the drive, instantly getting him to the 31, where Kevin Falk took a carry up the gut for 5 before getting taken down. On second down, Brady quickly found Brown on the spot route over the middle, where he spun free of a tackle for a few more yards and a first down conversion. Everybody was clamped on the next play, and Brady had to throw it away, and before the second down play, they were backed up by a false start, leaving them at 2nd and 15, where Brady just heaved it out the back of the end zone, and on 3rd and 15, they handed it to Antoine Smith, but the back was met at the line and only fell forward for a few, and they'd have to try a kick to take the lead. There was a delay of game on the defense before the first kick attempt that moved Vinatieri forward, but upon resetting, he missed to the right, and the score would stay 0-0 early into the first quarter. The Panthers tried a counter run to Davis next, the lane was clogged, and he'd only pick up 1 before Delhomme dropped back and tossed it into heavy coverage incomplete, and on 3rd down, as quickly as he could get his eyes downfield, Delhomme got dumped in the backfield, and they'd go 3 and out again, punting it back to Brady. On 1st down, Brady play faked to the back before lofting a floater that was nearly pick 6 by Deion Grant, but it luckily bounced out of his hands. On 2nd down, he handed it to Smith again, this time for only 2 before getting spun down, and on 3rd and long, Brady found Branch over the middle again, but this time it was short of the sticks, and Branch couldn't evade for long enough to get there, and New England would go 3 and out despite starting out with favorable field position. Pinned deep in their own territory, Carolina started with another carry to Stephen Davis, but were yet to establish the run as the back only picked up 2 before they set up a screen for Steve Smith, who absolutely stiff-armed a bitch before going out after only a yard, setting up 3rd and 7, where Delhomme rolled right before getting spun around and throwing the ball away as the punt fest continued. Patriots started with an inside handoff to Smith from the 50, and the back plowed forward for 7 before Brady quickly threw to Branch in the flat, and he ran over a tackler to get the first down conversion. Next play, Smith only managed to pick up 1 before getting dragged down. On 2nd, Brady found Branch on an out route from the slot where he picked up 6 going out, but on 3rd and 3, they tried to reverse to Troy Brown, and he got bulldozed in the backfield and they'd have to punt again. Pinned deep again, Delhomme faked to the back before getting his pass tipped at the line on 1st, and it fell incomplete before pitching it to Davis on 2nd down, and the back cut back inside to pick up 3, setting up 3rd and 7, where Delhomme lofted one out in front of Muhsin Muhammad, but the receiver couldn't quite run under it, but it turns out he was held on the play, and they'd get bailed out of another 3 and out by the penalty. They tossed it to Davis again, and the back juked forward behind his lead blocker for about 4, and on 2nd, they tried to set up a screen for Foster, but Delhomme had to throw it away before he was ready, incomplete, and on 3rd and 6, they handed it to him up the gut, but he was stuffed for almost no gain, and their drive would end after 1 penalty-assisted first down. The Pats started their next drive with a play-action throw from the eye, but Brady missed Troy Brown on the crosser over the middle on 1st. Smith took a carry to the outside next, finding a nice lane, cutting back and falling forward through contact for a good gain of 9 to end the quarter, and on 3rd and 1, Brady tripped over, but still managed to hand it to Smith. The back got stonewalled a yard shy of the line, and the punt bowl would continue into the second quarter. Delhomme dropped back on 1st before launching down the sideline for Steve Smith. The ball hit the receiver's hands, but he wasn't able to haul it in, and on 2nd down, Davis took a toss to the right, but the Pats rallied to him in the backfield for a loss of 3, and on 3rd and 13, Delhomme succumbed to the pressure where Willie McGinnis eventually dragged him down, and the Panthers would punt once again. Brady tossed it to Smith next, and the back cut inside, getting tripped up after getting 6 before handing it to him again, but this time only falling forward for about 2, and on 3rd and 2, Carolina came across early, and Brady bought time in the backfield before finding Troy Brown on the sideline past the marker, so either way, they got a first down. Brady rolled right next, finding Brown again on a quick out route to get them halfway there, and on 2nd, he handed it to Falk on a misdirection handoff, and the back got around the edge, and had to be wrangled down past the logo for another conversion. They tried him again up the gut this time, but he got stuffed on 1st. On 2nd, the Pats ran the same rollout play from before, with it being successful again, and Troy Brown managed to go out shy of the marker inside the 40, where Brady took a QB sneak that managed to be just short of the line to gain, leaving them at 4th and inches, where Smith took a dive up the middle, meeting a brick wall, but getting just what they needed for the first. Brady found Daniel Graham on a shallow crosser next, but he didn't have much separation and went down after picking up about 2. And on 2nd down, Carolina jumped again, setting up the pass Pats at 2nd and 2, where Smith took another zone run with good vision, getting well past the marker, diving forward just shy of Carolina's 20. Branch had a step on his guy outside on first, but Brady barely overthrew him on second. Smith took an inside carry, but was stood up after only 2. And on 3rd and long, Brady fired a rocket for Givens against the zone coverage, but he dropped it. And they'd have to settle for another kick with Vinatieri that got blocked at the line of scrimmage for a second missed field goal. The score would stay goose eggs late in the second quarter. Panthers tried another toss to Davis, but the back was met in the backfield on 1st down, losing 2 after being slung down. On 2nd, Delhomme had all day in the pocket before slinging to Chris Mangum, who failed to catch it while falling forward, before Delhomme dropped back again on 3rd and long, getting stripped from behind by Mike Vrabel, with the Pats recovering the ball, and now Brady had a short field to work with. Starting at the 20, Smith took a dive up the middle with a clear running lane and fell backwards, picking up 7 before Brady handed it to him on 2nd, but this time he gets swarmed in the backfield, losing 3 yards. And on 3rd and 6, everybody was clamped, and Brady had a clear lane up the middle and slow-mo sprinted through, falling forward near the 5-yard line for the clutch first. Brady faked to Smith next before just lofting one to Branch in the back of the end zone, and finally some points were on the board. And with Vinatieri's kick going right down Broadway, they had a 7-point lead with 3 minutes till halftime. Starting pinned deep again, Delhomme dropped back and uncorked one for Steve Smith, but he was covered up, and it was broken up on 1st down before Davis pushed the pile forward on 2nd down, picking up 5 on the strong run. And on 3rd, Delhomme ripped a tight window throw to Ricky Prohl that he bobbled but caught as 2 defenders clapped each other over the top of him, and they'd get a clutch first to keep the drive alive. Delhomme dropped back again, this time with his eyes locked on Muhammad as he launched it to him, and the receiver hauled it in through a huge hit as he went out at the 45. Delhomme gunned one over the middle for Prohl next on a dig, and the receiver caught it and was tackled in Patriot territory with plenty of time left before Delhomme tried going deep to Muhammad again. This time he placed it too high and it was incomplete. On 2nd down, Delhomme dropped back again, this time finding Muhammad on a deep curl that seemingly got them to the 20. After further review, it touched the ground incomplete. On the next play, Delhomme hit the back of his drop and uncorked it for Smith down the sideline, and this time the ball was dropped right in the basket and Smith easily strode into the end zone. And Kasai's kick was good, matching the Pats' score right before halftime. Brady found Givens on a deep out route on the first play of the drive, and the receiver went out of bounds well past the line before Brady lofted one his way again on the next play, but they weren't on the same page. And on 2nd, Brady set his feet and launched a rocket to Branch on a post, and the receiver caught it and spun down inside the 15. With 37 seconds left, Brady had Givens in the back of the end zone, but just missed him on 1st down. On 2nd, Brady gunned it to him on a stick route just shy of the marker where his forward progress kept him, and on 3rd down, Brady found him again wide open on a slant in the end zone for a lead-stealing score with only 20 seconds left on the clock. Vinatieri hit the kick, and they were suddenly back on top with a touchdown lead. New England squibbed the kickoff, and Carolina got a good return, setting them up near midfield with 14 seconds left before Davis caught the defense sleeping with a run straight up the gut, where the back found a wide open lane and got moving before getting brought down just shy of the 30, setting up Kasai in field goal range, where he put it up and through to cut into New England's lead to end the half. The Pats started the second half with a handoff to Smith, and the back couldn't find much running room, only picking up 1 before trying him to the other side, and this time he went down after 3, and on 3rd and 6, Brady climbed the pocket and shuffle past it to Falk with a guy draped on him, but the back was barely unable to get to the marker, and they'd go 3 and out to start the half. The punt was pretty bad and gave Carolina the ball at their 41, where they tried to hand off to Davis again, but the back ran into a wall after getting 2 yards. But on 2nd, Davis took another carry, this time bouncing off a tackler and knifing through the defense, picking up a 1st down in New England territory, but it was assisted by a hold, and the big run was nullified. Next try, Davis was stuffed on a dive up the middle, but New England was offsides this time, and the never-ending 2nd down would continue as Delhomme found his tight end Jermaine Wiggins on a shallow crosser where he bulldozed a defender and hurdled another for an electric 1st down pickup. Delhomme found him again on the next play, this time for 6 yards before getting wrapped up and brought down. On 2nd, Delhomme sat poised in the pocket before rocketing a sidearm sling to Muhammad, but the ball was flung free into the air as he was hit, and it bounced to a defender, but it was ruled incomplete before Delhomme rolled right and pump faked and fired low for Prohl on the sideline, but it hit the ground incomplete, and they'd have to punt it away from the logo. The Pats started their next drive with a tight window throw to Branch, but he dropped it. On 2nd, Brady dropped back and quickly hit Brown on the inside stick for 5 yards before checking it down to Falk on a rail route, and the back fell forward past the sticks for the 1st. They tossed it to Smith next, and the back picked up 4 before going down. On 2nd, he made a cut and found a lane picking up another 3 up the gut, and on 3rd down, they just stuck with the run game, and Falk took it up the middle, falling forward just shy of the line to gain, and they'd have to punt it right back to Carolina. In deep by the punt, the Panthers started with a dive to Davis. The back got tripped up early, only picking up 1. On 2nd, he took it again, finding a lane this time, and patiently worked forward, setting up 3rd and 3, where Delhomme surveyed, patting the ball 100 times before trying to scramble left and getting tripped up for a loss of yards, going 3 and out again, letting the Pats sit on their lead for another drive. With a clean pocket on 1st down, Brady found Branch in rhythm on a dig for an instant first down at the 45. For the next play, a defender came across early and an encroachment penalty moved the Pats forward before Brady launched one deep for Bethel Johnson, but he was hit as he threw and Johnson was doubled and it was broken up. On second, Smith pushed his way forward, picking up 4 yards, setting up 3rd and 1, where some nice downhill blocking gave Smith some space to hit the edge and pick up a first down and more near Carolina's 40. Branch worked his defender next, getting open on an out route where Brady found him and getting them ahead of schedule on 2nd and 2, where Smith took another power run up the middle for first down yardage, but a hold backed them up to 2nd and 12, where Brady faked to the back before launching up the seam to Daniel Graham, who caught it in stride, battling through contact and going down inside the 10. From the 9, Smith delivered another bruising carry up the gut, plowing forward for about 4, before Brady lofted one to Fourier in the back of the end zone, but the tight end was ruled out of bounds after the catch, and New England also received a fresh set of downs thanks to a defensive hold. Next play, Smith followed his lead blocker and easily made his way in for the score as New England took a daunting 11-point lead to start the 4th quarter. Delhomme, wasting no time, slung it up the seam to Muhammad on first, picking up a quick first down before a false start backed them up to 1st and 15, where Delhomme barely evaded a defender, stepping up, running left, and throwing up a prayer for Smith, and he actually went up and got it over the defender for a first down through the air. Next play, Delhomme just threw it away downfield as everybody was covered up, before launching up another ball to Steve Smith, who went up and did it again, hitting his head hard on the way down. Delhomme's next throw was tipped at the line incomplete, and on second, they handed it to Foster on a draw, and the back split 2 defenders like a bull in a china shop, got free, sprinting down the sideline and diving in for the score. Delhomme dropped back on the 2-point try and fired over the middle for Muhammad, who was wide open, but the throw was wide of the mark, and they'd still be down by 5 with 12.5 to go in the game. Brady started with a play fake and another rhythm throw to Branch on a dig for a quick first, before heavy pressure found him on the next play, and he barely got the throw off, but it was dropped by Brown, and on second, Brady found Brown on a hitch where he worked inside and got spun down past the sticks for another first down. Smith took a carry to the right next and got a good gain before getting his legs snagged and falling forward for even more, setting up 2nd and 4, where they tossed it to him this time, but there wasn't much running room and he'd only pick up about 2, leaving them at 3rd and 2, where Brady play faked and tossed it out to Graham on a shallow out for another first down inside Carolina's 35. Falk took the next carry, galloping it through a wide open hole and plowed through defenders all the way down at the 10-yard line after the big gain. Smith followed the fullback next, but got stopped after 1 on first down before Brady dropped deep before uncorking a rocket to Givens in the end zone, but it was a hair too far in front, and on 3rd and goal, Brady tried to throw to the end zone, but a lurking Reggie Howard slid upfield and picked it off, working his way out of the end zone and up to the 10 before going down, giving Carolina the possession they needed. Delhomme completed the throw to Prohl on first, but they'd get a flag for hands to the face on Steve Smith for a 1st and 5 yards. Delhomme had to throw it away on the next play as his leg got snagged by a rusher. On second, Delhomme scrambled right and threw too high for Smith, who got walloped trying to go get it, and on third, Delhomme danced in the pocket before uncorking a nuclear bomb to Muhammad down the left sideline, hit him in stride, and the receiver stiff-armed the defender and galloped all the way in for the score to give Carolina the lead with less than 7 minutes to go in the game. And on the 2-point try, Delhomme tried a jump ball to Kevin Dyson in the back corner, but it was a touch too high, and the lead would stay at 1 point for the time being. Brady barely got rid of it with a hand on him on first down, actually completing the short throw to Falk, who was quickly tackled after picking up 1 yard. On second, Brady had to just throw it away at the last second, but a holding call on the defense got them out of the jam. Next play, Brady dumped it off to Falk again for a quick 5 yards. On second, he was hit as he threw, and the duck of a ball flew to the sideline incomplete. And on third down, Brady found Troy Brown on a spot route, and the receiver extended past the line to gain, getting him to midfield. Falk spun around on the inside handoff next, falling backwards and picking up a few before Brady launched one rolling right to Givens next. And the receiver tiptoed the sideline after taking a hit for a few more yards before going out near the 20. Smith danced around in the backfield next, but was buried after only picking up 1 before Brady had to frantically throw it away with a guy in his face on second. And on third and long, Brady rolled right again, finding Givens past the sticks, and the receiver lunged forward for a few more yards near the goal line before getting pushed out of bounds. Smith took a power run to the right next, only managing to pick up about a yard before Brady stepped up on second, finding Mike Vrabel wide open off a rub play to take the lead once more with just under 3 minutes left in the game. And on the 2-point try, Falk got a direct snap and plowed forward, reaching the goal line and widening New England's lead to a touchdown and putting all the pressure back on Carolina. Delhomme took the snap under center, and the Panthers set up a screen for Foster, who slipped before reaching the first down marker on first, before they handed it to him on an inside zone play, and he found the lane, getting well past the first down marker this time. Delhomme dropped back next, finding Muhammad open on a deep out to get them into New England territory just inside the 2-minute warning, where Delhomme launched a bullet up the seam for Ricky Prohl, and the receiver was tackled right at the 15. Delhomme surveyed on first down from the red zone, throwing a high ball over the middle for Muhammad in the end zone, but it bounced off his fingertips, and they'd have to try again, this time throwing to Chris Mangum in the flat for a short gain that set up 3rd and 8, where a blitzer came right up the middle, and Delhomme got rid of it the last second, hitting Prohl wide open in the end zone for a touchdown, and with the kick going through, the game was all tied up with 1 minute left on the clock. Brady dropped back on first, but missed a wide open branch. On second, he found Troy Brown sitting underneath the zone in the flat, and the receiver got past the marker after the catch, getting into Carolina territory before getting tackled. Next play, Brady loosed a sweet back shoulder ball to Troy Brown up the seam, but he was called for offensive pass interference as he pushed off the defender to get open. The big play was called back as a result. Brady rolled left next, throwing a dangerous ball into double coverage to Brown over the middle, and the receiver miraculously hauled it in, getting dumped down past the 45, setting up 2nd and 6, where Brady dumped it down to Graham on the shallow crosser for a short gain to set up 3rd and manageable, and with 15 seconds left, he stood in strong and delivered to Branch on a deep out route, and they were well into field goal range to set up the kick for Vinatieri, who booted it right down the middle, leaving only 4 seconds left on the clock and taking the wind out of Carolina's sails. Vinatieri booted it deep where Rod Smart fielded it and galloped upfield, needing a miracle, but was stuck right at the 20-yard line, and the Patriots did it again for the second time in 3 years, proving that Tom Brady was the real deal and potentially setting up a dynasty for years to come, where the Panthers would have to wait 11 years for their next shot at the big game. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel and click the thumbs up on the video if you liked it. Also, I'd appreciate if you guys could join my Patreon for early access to new videos, and I have exclusive game reactions that I can't post here on YouTube, like my reaction to this year's Super Bowl. Anyways guys, I'm going back in time and making a what the f happened video for every past Super Bowl, and I have a new tier list video ranking every starting quarterback going into 2025, so go and check it out. Peace.